Dre, there's so many things to talk to you about. I have a gazillion like stickies behind me that you can't see, but I think the biggest question everybody wants to know, I know I've been waiting to ask you this question, is how do we properly spell your name? I've seen all caps. I've seen MissDriDri. I think I've seen it backwards. I've seen so many different varieties of your name, and I want to like clear the record for all the Wikipedia folks in the world.
Okay, so it is MissDriDri. So DriDri has always been my nickname. So DriDri has been my nickname growing up, and I started hosting a local Chicago accent show way back in the day, Channel 19. I know Chicagoans are familiar with it. And the guy who ran the channel, he was just like, you know what, you're so sassy. We need to add Miss in front of your name. So in that moment, I became MissDriDri, and it's just been like that for a minute. So it's Miss MissDriDri.
And is there any space in between Dri? Because I feel like
no spaces, all one, all crammed in, just like that.
So we're gonna wait, and again, just so we get the record straight, it's capital M, lowercase ISS, capital D, lowercase RI, capital D, lowercase RI. Yes.
Or all lowercase, however you want to put it, just make sure it's no spaces. And the Miss is spelled out.
I feel because Valentine's Day is like hours away that people are going to be wanting to slide into your DM, even though that you claim that you're married. And so I want to make sure all those guys and gals, you know, 2023, who might be sliding to your DM, they're going to properly have your name spelled out right. So we're good now. Yeah, lowercase.
Yep, MissDriDri. It's good to go.
Gotcha. So we got the correct spelling, and you already given us the background about the rap alias, where that came from. Gotta ask you, so there's no connection, because I know there's some Puerto Rican in you too. I don't think people realize that you're half Puerto Rican.
You did some research, didn't you?
Just a little bit. Just like, so I'm thinking Lala, DriDri. I'm kind of seeing like, but it has no relation to, because Lala is Puerto Rican too, or it has Puerto Rican in her.
You know what? So, I've been told so much that we look alike. I don't know. I mean, she's a beautiful girl. Listen, maybe this took me to my own horn, but listen, that might be my little sister from another mister. Who knows? But shout out to Lala, but it's no relation now. But listen, if she want to be my sister, let's go, Lala. You know, you better.
Yo, I feel like the Puerto Rican shorties are taking over. We got J-Lo, we got DriDri, and we got Lala. That alone is it's like the new Phoenix Suns. It's just a like complete takeover now. Like, we're good.
Yeah. No, I like that. That's kind of dope.
Yo, Dri, are we keeping that under wraps? Like, yo, we don't really need to publicize that I'm Puerto Rican, or because I mean, obviously, some people might see those comparisons when they look at photos. Like, oh, J-Lo, Lala, and DriDri have something very much in common. But are we acknowledging the Puerto Rican roots, or are we just like, oh yeah,
we do. I'm actually biracial, so you know, like I don't know. I never use that as a definement. Like I'm never like, yeah, you know, I'm da da da. You know, for me, I'm just DriDri. I'm DriDri. Like, that's who I am. You know, like when people ask me what's my ethnicity, like everything for me is Chicago. Like, what's your ethnicity? Chicago. Where you from? Chicago. So that's what it is. But yeah, no, I'm definitely not hiding it. If you found out, it is what it is. It's not a secret.
Listen, yeah, we're getting all demographics involved with you now. And I feel like we don't want to give you all the credit, or maybe we do, but I feel like WeTV, because of Kold and Wendy, is getting like a few extra looks, because I'll be honest, like I really didn't pay too much attention to WeTV. You know, they always had growing up hip hop and things like that. But then I started watching the Hip Hop Homicides. And then, you know, the WeTV reached out to me and said, yo, we got this new scripted series called Kold and Wendy. Started keeping tabs on it. I'm like, yo, WeTV's kind of like really like stepping it up with a bunch of amazing content. So just how excited are you to be such a driving force to a lot of great content that's now being featured on a high scale with WeTV?
Oh my God. First of all, I'm so thankful to be a part of such an amazing just venture. And WeTV is stepping it up a notch. I can't lie, I was watching WeTV before that because I am a reality TV fan, so I do watch Love After Lockup and all that good stuff. But I am loving this hip hop range that WeTV is going after. I have checked out Hip Hop Homicide, and then, you know, like all of these new demographics and these new scripted shows that are out. But being a part of the team, especially Kold and Wendy, There's no words for me. I mean, I'm just so excited. I'm so pumped. I'm so thankful to be first representing female rap and then second to be representing my city. Let's go. Chicago, we up 1,000,000,000 points.
No, and it's such an understatement too, Dre, because like you, like every bar that we're hearing on that show is you. You know what I mean? Like I think that's the part that's so insane. Like, wait, Dre didn't just do a couple ways. He didn't just do Renee's lyrics, or Malika's lyrics and whatnot. Like, yo, you were all over. You even doing the guy characters' rhymes, right? So just talk about taking on that challenge. How exciting was it for you to be a part of this project and then finding out it wasn't going to be on a very small scale, but really like you are the heartbeat of this series.
Yeah, no, that graduated as the show developed because I would just go after trying to, see what it was like. I would just submit for different characters and man, by the grace of God, I was able to win them all. So man, I mean, I don't even have no words for how I feel being the sole writer lyrically for Kold and Wendy, but I'm so in awe of the project. Even when I saw like the male characters, because I never written for a male rapper before, let alone a male character. So this was all a new space for me. But when I saw he performed it, I'm like, oh. I was like, let's go. And then I was watching all the comments, everybody under there like, your verse was fire. I'm under there like, yeah, let's go. So, I mean, being a part of that, I really have no words. I still can't believe that I did something like that. I still can't believe it. And even my mama called me. She like, so the part right here, did you write that too? Like even I'm like, yeah, I wrote all of it. The entry song, everything is my theme song. She's like, okay, I told my friend. So yeah, we still like kind of taking it all in.
Gotcha. How have Thursdays changed for you in particular? Because like now I feel like there's no other plans other than making sure everyone knows Kold and Wendy's on tonight. It's Thursday. Leave me alone unless you're watching the series. Have Thursdays changed for you at all during this duration of all this excitement about a new episode every Thursday?
What? We got a whole watch group. When I tell you, me and my friends be on FaceTime together in our watch group, like they be trying to get like little details out of me, like, so who got shot? Who gonna die? Who this? Who that? But I won't tell them. I'm like, you gotta keep watching. You gotta keep watching. But we got whole. I mean, like when I tell you, we be like into the show. Like we getting our drinks together. We getting our popcorn together. We is watching the show every Thursday.
No, for sure. And let me ask you, Dri, where do you kind of get into your comfort zone for writing out these verses and for these different characters? Because is it any different than being in a regular studio setting or maybe even your home setting, writing out your bars? Or because it's for specific different characters, you kind of like, put yourself in a different place, like literally, like you go, I don't know, do you go to a friend's house? Do you go to a different apartment? Do you go down, elsewhere in Chicago? Like, where do you kind of get into your zone while you're doing these specific verses?
So I close myself off and like I just go in my zone. I'm like, listen, I'm going to my room. I need to go ahead and zone out. I might hop on a different social media platform just to listen to people, just to feel the people, get a vibe. I'm just going to zone out. But I can tell you that writing for different characters helped me because I was able to pop into so many different like aspects of myself. Like I was able to become this person and then I was able to be this person and so on and so forth. So that was definitely helpful. It was almost like I just got lost in the story. You know what I mean? So, I felt like this part, and it was crazy because when I would go to the studio, I would actually feel like that person. I never like to record for more than one character in a session because I would be in the energy of that character. And it's hard to switch it. You get what I'm saying? So when I'm going in and I'm feeling like Wendy, I'm feeling like Wendy. So I can't be Kold this day. You know what I mean? So I'm going in and I'm going in like Stony. So I'm in his energy. I can't be nobody else. So that was interesting. That was actually a good question.
No, for sure. And dealing with some of the male characters and like kind of your inexperience in that particular regard, did you lean on any of like your male companions, but like, yo, bro, like what would be a good line? Or was this all internal? Kind of like you said, what you picked up on social media and you just kind of like did it all yourself. Did you rely on any male points of view for writing?
No, I for sure leaned on some of my favorite male rappers. Some of my favorites is King Von, Ruga, I listen to all the time. Chief Keef, I listen to all the time. I just went back to some of Jay-Z. Like I had to go back. Well, this was specific to drill, so I had to go back to some of my favorite male rappers. So I'm listening to FBG Duck. I'm listening to Dirk. I'm listening to King Von. I'm listening to Ruga. I'm listening to, and I wanted to know because although I had listened to predominantly male rap music all the time, I really when I started writing, I'm like, wait, what do men rap about? Like, so I had to go and ask myself that. So I had to go and like just listen to them to get like where's they vibe at, like what make they crowd move, like when do I get excited in a verse, what makes me like have that and then I had to take those elements and then apply it to Stoney's character.
Definitely. And talking about, I was thinking about it as I was kind of putting these questions together, and I realized there's just two dope elements that I love about this particular series. You have the music biz aspect, just kind of like, what it takes as an artist behind the scenes, family relationships, while you're also trying to, craft yourself, battles, like all that stuff. And then you also got, highlighting Chicago lifestyle, right? Chicago culture. And I'm just kind of wondering from your perspective, just kind of your take on really not just this series, but so much of Hollywood has been, I don't want to say infatuated, but just loves kind of honing in on Chicago and also the music business. Like we've seen Empire, we've seen Vinyl on HBO. There's another series called Queens with Natari Naughton on ABC. And then with Chicago, we've seen even in the Power world, right? There's the Tommy Show that's based in Chicago. You also have The Shy, right? Starring Lala. So it's kind of like Chicago and the music industry are just these two forces that people are infatuated with. And this series masterfully puts them both together. So I don't know what the question is, but I guess this is maybe your take on that.
All right, let's freestyle. Let's go. So I feel like for me, the most important part was conveying to the audience that it's people behind the music. Like I wanted the audience to understand, just in reading the script myself, I felt like from just reading different elements of the script, I felt like the story was trying to convey that there were people behind the sound. And that was the most important part for me in creating the music. Like I wanted people to understand that I'm not just some person that's rapping about like shooting this person or getting into it with this person or that. I wanted them to understand the psyche of how you become a drill rapper. Like, why is that so important to you? How does that become the main factor in your world? So I wanted the music to represent that. I wanted the music to sound so authentic that it did not sound influenced. Because to me, that's what drill rap is to me. Everybody got their own definition, but to me, it's a sound that is not influenced because it's specific to the environment. You get what I'm saying? Like, so I needed it to be that organic and going for the sound, because in this series, this cast is unpolished. They are Southsiders. They are people that haven't like ventured out or gone into like they're entering. So right now they're unpolished, and I needed the sound to be super organic so that it correlates to that, because I grew up off drill music. So I wanted to feel like this was something I would play. This is a group I would like, so I wanted it to have that organic sound.
Definitely, I know you probably have had this question asked a gazillion times, but I have to ask you, was it surreal kind of seeing your bars, your lyrics coming out of, these different characters' mouths? Because obviously, you're behind the scenes, you put it all together, and then you just kind of see it, actually play out on the screen, and just seeing these amazing actors interact with one another, just knowing like, every bar is what I put together. It's kind of like, is it nerve-wracking? Is it exciting? Kind of what is your body feeling as you're watching this happen on screen?
Man, it is so crazy. It's like, that's the rawest feeling ever. Like, I'm watching them and I'm becoming fans of their sound. Like, I like how they own the song. You get what I'm saying? Like, because I've played the music over time. So like, I've played it. I know what it sounds like. I know what an ad-lib should be and all that. And I like how they own the song. So I became fans of each of theirs. Like, I like their voice. I like their tone. I like their delivery. I like how they come in, so I became fans of theirs. So I just like how they owned it. And me watching it, that's so surreal, man. Like, I'm really looking at this like, man, God, this is really happening. It's crazy. Like, I'm still in that place. So like, I'm still like I said, I'm still taking it in. I don't even know what's my next step, what the end result gonna be, what's the come of it. But the way I always approach life was, I'm just gonna live it. Like, I'm really gonna live it. So watching the show is me getting validation that me saying that I'm just gonna live was the right way to go. Because I don't know what's next, but this moment is so raw that I'm just taking it in. Like, I love it.
Gotcha. And a couple things I really want to focus in on with you. with Dri is, talking about Chicago culture. One thing that I always do, the site is called Attack the Culture, and what it really means is, covering culture from all angles, right? And what I want to ask you specifically is, when you go outside of Chicago, right, or when you're traveling or whatnot, what element of Chicago do you bring with you everywhere? It could be the attitude, it could be like a certain type of food that you always got to make sure that you bring from back home. What one or two things that are so Chicago just kind of go with you everywhere you go? You could be here, Australia, London, that lets people know, oh, yo, she's a Chicago girl for real.
All right. Well, first, let me shout out Attack the Culture, because I did notice that y'all was one of the first platforms that did an interview, that did an article based on me writing the lyrics. So I'm like, really? They really doing their homework, because it was, I know it wasn't that easy to find out that I was behind the lyrics on that. So shout out to Attack the Culture on that. Like, it was a super raw article. I had to post it. It was raw. As far as taking Chicago with me, like, I can't lose that. Like, it's like having the thickest, craziest accent and style ever. Like, I mean, you gonna know I'm from Chicago instantly. It's just in me. Like, it's a undeniable love that I got for my city. I wear it proudly, and that's why another reason why I was so proud to be a part of this project, because I want to celebrate Chicago in any way that I can. So anytime I get that opportunity, let's go. But I'm always carrying Chicago everywhere I go. And we know it everywhere too, because I remember being in Jamaica and they like, where are you from? I'm like, Chicago. They're like, Chirac. I'm like, that's crazy.
Oh,
but
man.
Everybody knows Chicago. So I'm thankful to be a part of such an amazing culture. And without being from that city, I definitely could have did this project. So shout out to Chicago for sure.
Gotcha.
And shout out to Attack the Culture again.
Yes, thank you, Dri. Yo, I gotta ask, because I'm spoiled in the New York area. They're like, we have everything, but I gotta admit, if I'm ever gonna have any deep dish pizza, is only Chicago style. Like, I do not like deep dish pizza, even in New York. Only Chicago gets it right. So, I am a bit of a foodie, and I gotta ask you, Dri, like, yo, what do you nibble and dibble on? Maybe anything that you snacked on during the writing process? Kind of, what are your like Chicago-ish type of delights that you love to munch on?
Okay, so it's two pieces in deep dish pieces that people go to in Chicago. It's Gino's and then it's Giordano's. I'm a Giordano's person, so I definitely go to Giordano's. There's two chicken places that people go to, Uncle Remus and Harold's Chicken. I don't know if you heard of them, but I'm a South Sider, so I'm a Harold's Chicken girl. Usually Uncle Remus is associated with out west Chicago, so I'm a South Sider, so I go to Harold's Chicken for sure. Make sure y'all go to Garrett's Popcorn too. Get y'all some popcorn. The popcorn be smashed, like it's lit. So yeah, like, but when I'm zoned out, my favorite thing is fruit punch Mr. Pure. If you haven't tried it, please get into that. Like, that fruit punch just hits you in a different way. It's just like, it's like, it just wake me up and I just get that pen going. So yeah.
Got you. Yo, Dri, I know that you're married to yourself. I've seen you promote that on social media. Like, yo, I'm not, it's no cupping season for me. I'm married to myself. But for the people that hope that they got a chance with you, or maybe that are in Chicago and want to know, yo, Dri, it's tax season. I haven't got my refund yet, and I want to go out on a nice date. What are a couple of dope spots that you recommend in the Chicago area? If somebody's balling on a budget, they can't splurge necessarily, and they kind of want to like have a nice little day out. Any one or two spots that you recommend? Because there's so much architecture out there, museums, that I don't think will break the bank.
All right, so if you want to like just go out and have a good time without breaking the bank in Chicago, first of all, make sure you get you a nice, sweet somewhere to stay, right, nice in the Gold Coast. Get you somewhere with a nice view. Visit Navy Pier. Make sure you go outside a little bit. I like to go to strip clubs, so make sure you go to Oceans. Walk through there. Make sure you get you something nice to eat. But as far as Chicago is concerned, it's really fun to just sightsee. Drive down Lakeshore Drive, drive through the city. Make sure you actually looking around and just sightseeing. Chicago do got one of the largest Starbucks in the country. So yeah, make sure you check out it's like a 3-story Starbucks. So I like to visit there myself. So yeah, just look around. I mean, it's so much to do and see. The city is beautiful.
Great. I promise one or two more things. I'm gonna cut you loose. I know, I'm going into OT, like double OT now, but I gotta ask you again. There's a few more things I gotta throw at you. Where's your home away from home? Like everyone sees you and they're like, yo, Dri is Chi-Town all day. But I gotta know, like, where's your low-key home away from home? It can't be like a neighboring town. I mean, like outside of Illinois. Like, where's your home away from home when you're not in Chi-Town?
When I'm not in Chicago, I'm in New York, Brooklyn, all day, every day. Like, I love New York so hard. Like, when I tell you I'm Brooklyn, y'all already know I'll be back there. I told y'all we finna do the finale show together on the 23rd, so y'all already know that. But Brooklyn, yes, I'm through Brooklyn. I stay in Manhattan all the time. I love Magnolias. I gotta go there. First of all, I didn't even eat bagels until I started coming to New York heavy. Like, y'all do something different to bagels. It's like a whole.
It's the water. I'm saying it's the water.
Man, it's crazy. Like, I go to Liberty Bagel and go crazy. Like, Nathan's hot dogs. Like, don't even get me started on New York. Like, when I tell you I'm through there, y'all got me started on calamari and every. Come on, don't even do that. That's my home away from home, New York. Shout out to Brooklyn specifically.
Oh, and see, like, yo, how can you be Puerto Rican or mixed? And like, yo, the fact that you can appreciate Nathan's makes you so much wifey material out here. There's so many people that are like, yo, I could bag Dri because like we could do Nathan's and she won't be mad. Like, yo, for one day, I know we gotta go to 40-40 and all that, you know, on another day, but one day we can go, all right. So, and then finally, again, I have like 30 more things, but I kind of want to just wrap this up so that you can breathe a little bit, Dri. I gotta ask you, being a part of this project, obviously, you know, getting your start with the radio broadcast and then, you know, releasing your own music and then, you know, kind of taking this next step in your career, has your, you know, perspective changed about the music biz? Do you kind of like enjoy the behind the scenes and playing such a crucial role? Kind of as you move forward, have you reevaluated things or again, are you just living in the moment and whatever happens next?
I like both elements of it. And I don't want to become, narrow-minded, so I'm open. I'm just sponging it all up. I'm enjoying every aspect of each piece of it. I love being behind the scenes, but at the same time, I like being in the cypher. At the same time, I like dropping my own stuff. So, like, you know, it's just any part of it, man. Whatever God bless me with, we gone.
Listen, I cannot thank you enough. Like, your team is beyond amazing. I will let you finally go enjoy yourself. And really, no B-Day plans or low-key B-Day plans. I feel like Valentine's Day is going to be happening for you, whether you want it or not. Valentine's Day? No?
We don't know. I don't know. You know, y'all, for anybody who know me, y'all know I love my dog. So me and my little son, Ben, it's going to be me and Ben. We going to be cuddled up, eating some popcorn, watching a movie. You know, that's going to be my Valentine's. But I ain't even worried about that. It is what it is. Listen, it might happen, though. It might happen. Who knows?
Okay.
Who knows?
We'll
I ain't going to count it out.
If anybody wants a shot, DM and on IG's the best shot. Like, a tweet will not be read in time, right? Like, if they have any chance.
Yeah, the DMs I know get active. They know Instagram DMs get active. Like.
Boom. Listen, Dri, go celebrate. Congratulations. I cannot wait to turn this around like within minutes and get this up live. So I can't thank you enough for all your time. Go enjoy yourself. Congrats on all the early success.
Thank you so much. And again, shout out to Attack the Culture, man. I really appreciate y'all. Y'all really be looking at y'all. The article was insane. I loved it so much. And you know, I'm about to post it up everywhere. Let's go.